Parkinson's Foundation PD Health at Home Fitness Fridays. My name is Sydney Race, and I'm here with Anna Dudziak. We are both exercise physiologists and neuro exercise specialists here at Movement Revolution based in Chicago, Illinois. Today, we'll focus on balance and strength training, which you could be doing about 3 times a week for at least 30 minutes, according to the Parkinson's exercise recommendations. Now, let's get into movement. We're going to be starting with a warm-up, going into some full body strength, posture, core, balance, and finishing with a cool down. The exercises we're going to be doing can be done either seated or standing. And if you have a set of weights, those are handy and have those ready to go. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the warm-up. Now we're going to be incorporating some power moves, which are Parkinson's wellness recovery moves. So multi-directional stepping, moving as big as you can. We're going to start off with a single arm cross-body reach with an arm circle. So you're reaching across your body, opening up, nice big arm circle. We're alternating sides. As big as you can. We're going to be going for about 30 seconds per warm-up exercise. Good. Make sure you're making those movements as big as possible, opening up your chest, getting a good rotation in the shoulders. We'll be moving on to our next exercise here in 3, 2, 1. We're going into a power step with a calf raise in between. So power step, you're stepping out, nice and big, arms come out big to the side. Bring it all in together. We're going for a calf raise up on those toes, and then alternating sides. Back in, calf raise. So really feeling that weight shift forward in the toes. Forward and back. Good. Big power step. Forward, back. Again, making these movements as big as you can, opening up your chest. We're going to be going into our next exercise in 3, 2, and 1. All right. We're going into hamstring scoops here. This requires a little bit of balance if you're standing. So if you feel comfortable using a chair, go ahead and use that now. We're going to be stepping 1 foot out in front. I'll show you from the side. Toes are going to be pointed up towards the ceiling if you can. If balance is an issue, bring those toes down. But essentially, you want to be scooping all the way down, reaching towards the toes, and then bringing those arms back up nice and high. And hinging those hips back. As you're scooping, you should feel that stretch along the back of your hamstring, maybe behind the knee, and into the calf a little bit. You have your toes up towards the sky. We've got a couple more seconds here, and then we'll be moving to the other side. Good. In 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and move into the other side. Other foot extends right out in front of you. I'll be showing you from the side, and I'll be showing you what the seated is. Taking your time, feeling that stretch. If you start to get dizzy as you bring your head below heart level, take that scoop a little bit less, or maybe go to a seated option. All right, let's do 2 more here. And last one. Good, going into our regular power up. So for this exercise, feet are going to be a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. You're reaching down right in the center of your feet. Bring those arms up all the way up and around for big arm circle. Again, opening up the chest as much as you can. Making these movements as big as you can. Now you can stick at the pace that me and Anna are going, nice and slow, or if you want to get your heart rate up a little bit faster, go ahead and speed it up a bit. We've got 1 more exercise to finish with our warm-up here. And 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's step those feet in. about shoulder width apart. We're going to interlock your fingers. They're going to go right out in front of you. You're pushing away. Send those hips back. Reach those arms up and break away. If you want to feel a little bit better stretch of your low back, and swing right to left, and then come up, and bring it back down. You should feel this stretch in your chest and shoulders. And if you're hinging those hips back, feel a good stretch in the low back as well. Let's do 2 more of these here. And last one. All right. Hopefully you're warmed up and ready to go. If you need to take a quick pause, grab a quick drink of water, please go ahead and do that. And go ahead and resume the video. We will be heading into our strength circuit. Our strength circuit is going to be about 10 minutes or so. We're going to be doing a lot of sequencing with weighted exercises. If you do have those dumbbells nearby, if you prefer seated, grab a sturdy chair and have that by as well. We're going to be focusing on a lot of core control through each exercise, taking these movements nice and slow, really feeling those muscles. So without further ado, if you're grabbing dumbbells, please grab those, 1 in each hand to start. So with each exercise, we're going to be going through 10 of each, and then in between, we're going to get you moving with about 30 seconds of a dynamic exercise in between. All right. We are starting off with a curl to overhead press. So feet are going to be about shoulder width apart. Nice, good stance. You're going curl, pressing those weights straight up. Bring it back down to your shoulders and back down. That's 1, 2, 3, good. Focusing on that control. As you press those weights overhead, focusing on that core control. Anna's going to be saying the number out loud. That way we stay on track while I'm giving you cueing.
This one's 7,
8. Last 2, 9. And last one, first 10. Nice work. Let's get you moving in between, get that heart rate up. We're going into a power up with 2 elbows. Option to drop those weights down in front of you. You remember that power up from the start? So reaching down, bring those arms up, and then 2 elbow drives. We're going 30 seconds here. Again, always feel free to move at a faster pace if that feels good for you, or you can take it at the pace that Anna and I are doing, maybe even a little bit slower. You're just getting moving today.
This is number 5 for everybody. We're halfway through.
Good, in 3, 2, and 1. Going back to those exercises for 10 reps. We've got a shoulder exercise here as well, a little bit of coordination as well. We're going a lateral to frontal raise. So 1 arm is going to be out in front of you about shoulder height. And pulling from the shoulders, you're going to raise down and lift. Switching each time. So a little bit of a brain exercise, getting that mind-muscle connection here. Good, focusing on only raising about shoulder height. Core is always engaged during these exercises. Last 2, 9. Last one, first 10. Good job. We're going to get you moving again, so set those weights down. We've got a power twist to a double press out. So actually, if you do want your weights, keep them for this exercise. Arms are going to be out to start. We're going to go into a power twist to a press out right in front of you. We've got 30 seconds of this exercise. Take it at whatever pace you need. All right, ready? And go. Good. Try to make sure that those movements don't blend. Very easy to not allow that chest to open up in the middle. But take it step by step. Good. In 3, 2, and 1. All right, pick up those weights again. We've got a lateral step with an opposite crossbody reach. We're stepping out of that lateral lunge, crossbody reach. With that weight, step back in. So very similar to your power step here, except this time, if you're standing, I want those toes pointed to the front. Shifting your weight as much as you can. And then extending out in front of you. Nice and thick. So it's a twist from the trunk. Last one. Good. All right, getting back into that 30 seconds. We've got a squat to a glute abduction or kick. That's kicking right out to the side. Or if you're seated, go ahead and go for that kick. We are going to go 30 seconds of these. Ready? Go. So kick, squat, kick, squat. Okay, obviously this requires quite a bit of balance if you're standing, so drop the weight if you feel like you need that extra stability. Or maybe you do a little bit of a lower kick. Again, when you're going for that glute abduction, if you're standing, toes pointed to the front. Make sure you're stepping those feet in for a good wide stance as you go back into that squat. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, if you need a quick drink of water, go ahead and grab that now. We are almost through our strength circuit. Couple exercises to go. Come back when you are ready. All right, welcome back. We are going into our next exercise for strength. We've got 1 or 2 to go, depending on time, but we're going to start off with your light dumbbells in hand. We are going for an overhead press with an isometric hold. So what that means, you're keeping those weights straight up as we're lifting. So we're going 2 marches into a squat. So when you go into that squat, weights can come down by your shoulders. You're going to press them right up. 2 marches into a squat. We're going for 10 here. This is 3, 4, requiring a lot of core control as you keep those weights overhead with that march. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we're getting that heart rate back up. We've got 20 seconds of jabs right out in front of you. 20 seconds of jabs, then we go 10 seconds with quick feet. Try and punch right out in front. A little higher than shoulder height. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Going into quick feet. Tapping in and out. So moving as fast as you can. Good. In 3, 2, and 1. Last exercise we have is a fly to a hammer curl. So hips will be hinged at the waist. I'll show you from the side. Core is tight. That way, if you have low back pain, we're not using that low back. Weights are right out in front of you. We're going for a fly right out to the side, up to a hammer curl. Fly, the hammer curl. So as you notice, when I go into that curl, my hips do come forward. You come all the way up to standing. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 to go, 9, and 10. Let's finish strong with our last 30 seconds. We're going opposite arm curl with a march. We got big weight shifts here. Drive those knees up as high as you can. We have about 15 seconds to go. And 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Nice work. We just wrapped up your first strength circuit. Again, go ahead and cool down a little bit. Grab some water, pause the video, and then come back and resume. We're going to be heading into our strength circuit number 2, working on posture and core. All right, welcome back to circuit 2. Again, we're doing strength, strictly posture and core. We've got about 4 exercises that are each going to be about 30 seconds to a minute. So fairly quick circuit here. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So we're going to start off with shoulder shrugs. So let those shoulders kind of just fall, relax those arms. We're going to go ahead and elevate those shoulders. Try and bring shoulders to your ears. We're rolling them back and letting them drop. We're going to go about 30 seconds to a minute here with this exercise. You want to think about those shoulders elevating as much as they can, and then pushing them down, that depression. Elevation and depression. Imagine making nice big circles with those shoulders. A lot of times that stiff posture can allow us to be elevated and very tight in those traps and into that neck, just day-to-day stress. So this is a great exercise to really feel that range of motion, get that movement warmed up before we get to all the other exercises. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on in 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going to an opposite elbow to knee crunch. So weights can be at your shoulders, reaching opposite elbow, and then extension. Reach, extension. Again, if you're standing, it does require quite a bit of balance. So take your time. Something that's really important to know here is that 2-to-1 ratio. So 2-to-1 ratio of that extension to flexion is super important with PD. And the fact that with PD, you want to be in that naturally flexed position quite a bit of the time. So it's important to do 2 extensions to 1 flexion. Good, we've got a couple more here. Focus on that core control as you crunch. Good, in 3, 2, and 1. Good. You're going into an oblique crunch to an overhead raise. So as you allow one weight to kind of drag down towards your knee, you're reaching up to the sky with the other, and then we switch. So you should feel a really good side body stretch. And as you come up, try not just to passively let your core come up. You want to feel that crunch on the opposite side right here. The opposite crunch, you want to actively pull. In It's super important since we're not doing too much weight shifting from the hips, but we are raising overhead. Make sure you've got a good stance. You don't want to be falling out of this posture. Just moving laterally side to side. Got a couple more seconds here. That core should start to be getting tired. Good. In 3, 2, 1, and time. Our last exercise for postured core. We're gonna go around the world. So weights are gonna start out right above head, right out in front of you. You're gonna make those arms go as big as you can, and they're tapping behind you if possible. If that's not possible, no worries. Just open up those shoulders, open up the chest as much as you can. Again, we're taking these exercises 30 seconds to a minute. So you can follow along with our pace. This one really gets the shoulders burning. The slower you take it. I know I'm feeling this one right now. And overall, just a good reminder, keeping your core as tight as you can during these exercises as you're moving that weight around your body. So although you feel that in your shoulders quite a bit, there is quite a bit of core in this exercise as well. Good, let's go another 10 seconds. I can tell Anna's feeling this one as well. Starting to sweat a little bit over here. And time. Nice work. Shake out those shoulders. We're going to go ahead and drop those weights for our next circuit. If you need to pause the video, cool down a bit, grab some water, please go ahead and do that. And then come back to this video. We're going to wrap up with a balance circuit, probably about 5 to 8 minutes. And then we'll finish with a cool down shortly after. All right, welcome back for circuit 3. We are going to be doing a balance circuit here. So about 5 to 8 minutes. We're going to go about a minute for each exercise. We do want to take this as slow as you can and at your own pace. Anna is going to be using her chair for balance. So if you're seated and you need to stay seated, I would use the sturdy chair if possible, or have someone spotting you for these exercises. If you feel comfortable just on your own, go ahead and look towards me. We're going to start off with side kicks. We're going to go 30 seconds per side. So what these are working, those glute abductors, kicking straight out to the side. Again, toes should be pointed forward when we're doing these. If you open up those hips, we're not working the correct muscles. So toes pointed forward, a nice glute squeeze at the top. It's important to land softly with that foot as well, so it's not such a big step down. Maintain that balance on this side. We're going to go ahead and switch here to the other side. Again, feeling that glute squeeze at the top. We just did a ton of core, so that should be fresh in your mind. Using that core during all of these exercises as well. Good. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to go right into glute kick back as well. So now you're kicking straight back, squeezing at the top of your glute, and back down. Toes pointed forward. So in a lot of these exercises, we're going to be working in multi-directional movements. So what does that mean? You're going to be twisting, bending, going across body. As much as we can to throw you off of your midline and your center of gravity, it should feel difficult. All right, we're going to go ahead and switch to the other side. With these next exercises too, it's going to be really important to keep a wide stance. So we start with good stability. Good. 3, 2, and 1. All right. All right, we're going to be heading into our monster step. We're going to be going for 30 seconds for this exercise. So stepping out nice and big. Opposite arm comes around. Alternating here. We're going to go about 30 seconds. Again, notice Anna is always having a hand on the chair. That's her third point of contact. Making sure she has stability throughout these exercises. Good, the next one we're going into is going to be a back step with a reverse elbow. So, stepping forward, making sure you have enough room. Stepping back, opposite elbow comes back and around. We're alternating here. Always making sure you have a wide stance for stability. Good, almost there. We're almost done with our balance circuit. We've got one exercise to go. And time. We're going to go into a forward lunge. We're going to a static hold. So what that means is this front leg never moves. We're going for an opposite reach, tap that toe, and come back up to toe standing. Let's go for 5 tap on this side. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to go ahead and switch. Tapping down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nice job. We're going to go right into our cool down. We've got about a couple of exercises here just to bring that heart rate back down, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up and you're off. So we're going to start back with those power ups, keeping it nice and slow, reaching down, bringing those arms all the way up and around, going for 30 seconds per exercise. So again, nice and slow. Open up those arms, shoulders, open up the chest at the top. Keep it nice and good. Good. We're going to go back into interlocking those hands, pushing out, and reaching those arms all the way up for a good shoulder stretch again. We did a lot of work with those weights to make sure we get a good stretch here with the upper body. Good. Maybe looking up as you bring those arms up all the way to the ceiling. Find that point of resistance. Feel that stretch. We're going right into our next cool down stretch. We're going to a side reach. So opening up, getting a good side body stretch. Remember that ratio we were talking about, that 2 to 1. We want nice big extensions to flexion. And notice that with my lower body, I'm still doing a bit of a weight shift. Just slight, coming up on my toe a little bit. Good, we're going to move into a weight shift here. So widen the feet a little bit. We're shifting with the cross body reach. The upper body twist, getting a good spinal twist here. Get as big as you can. Here's a good time to start focusing on that breathing as well. Slowing that breathing down, bringing that heart rate down after that workout. All right, so let's finish with one more on each side. And all right, great work today. Thank you so much for joining me and Anna. Again, we're from Movement Revolution, based in Chicago. Thank you for joining us for the Parkinson's PD Health at Home Fitness Friday video series. For more information about the Parkinson's exercise recommendation as a prescription for people with Parkinson's, please visit parkinsons.org/exercise. Have a great rest of your day.